I'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth. You're the Dean of Business in the state of Maryland, Mr. Stanley Tucker. How are you, sir?
Great, great.
Good, good. What's happening? First of all, any thoughts on this Kathy Pugh fundraiser today?
Well, you could tell she has a lot of support in and around not just the city of Baltimore, but around the state. There were people here from Southern Maryland, Western Maryland, Baltimore City, all parts of the state. So she has good support around the state.
One of the things she often says as of late is that African Americans comprise 1/3 of the state's population, and that should translate into 1/3 of the wealth. What do we have to do to acquire that?
Well, I think first of all we have to do a number of things. And Donnie, as you know, my passion is capital formation. You have to have capital, access to capital to really create wealth, because it takes money to make money. That's number one. Number two, we have to be involved in the industries that's driving the state economy as well as the country's economy, if you will, where the growth is. And we should have businesses in those areas so that we can grow along with the economies of this country to create wealth.
Any example, one or two examples?
Sure, right here in this community, Baltimore, Washington area, IT is a tremendous area, cybersecurity is a tremendous area, biotech is a tremendous area, healthcare is a tremendous area, billions and billions of dollars in this area. Defense industry, BRAC, if you will, billions and billions of dollars. So there are a number of industries that's driving the Maryland economy where we have to be in, Donnie, because that's where the money is going to be spent.
When you look at this upcoming Maryland General Assembly and the upcoming session, 90 days, what are your top priorities?
Well, obviously, my passion is capital formation. I'm going to be working with the administration, particularly with Secretary Johansson, and trying to get what is called Invest Maryland legislation through, where we're trying to raise about $100 million for venture capital, private equity, to invest back into companies here in the state of Maryland. So I'm typically engaged in that. Also, we have to be cognizant, Donnie, that at this session, I think there's going to be legislation dealing with extending the minority business program here in the state of Maryland. Critical, if you will. There's going to be a lot of legislation associated with slots as well. So those are some. There's also going to be there's a task force, and coming out of that task force should be legislation that's going to be dealing with minority business access to equity capital. So those are some critical areas that I'm going to be focusing on.
Any thoughts on the work that you do in conjunction with the efforts of people like Arnold Jolivet, and when I think of the Board of Public Works and the many contracts that go before the governor, the comptroller, the treasurer, and the minority business participation number is not where it ought to be. Any thoughts on how all of this works together?
Well, absolutely, it all works together. You know, my role in that is, as minority businesses get opportunity to these contracts, you know, we're in a position to help them finance the contract, both short-term and long-term financing. Obviously, I work with all of those involved to assure that minority business, and particularly African Americans, get access to as much of those procurement opportunities as possible. Because as our businesses get opportunity to those procurement opportunities, they grow and they hire people that look like us, Donnie, and that's what my passion is.
One final question: how is 45 minutes down the road, there's a man in the White House in the Oval Office making decisions, and he does look like you and I, Barack Obama. How is this president dealing?
Well, I think the president, and you look at his track record and what he's actually accomplished, Donnie, I think he's accomplished a lot. You understand? Now, can he do better? Absolutely. I don't think our folk, if you will, African American, has benefited as much as we could have, but also what we have to do is we have to have, Donnie, our deals prepared to take advantage of the opportunities. So I think, you know, as he moves down the road, okay, he has to do some things to create more wealth, more opportunities for African Americans, and who are, the fact, is the strength and independence and youth and whatnot as well. But I think overall, if you look at what this guy has accomplished in the 2 years, I think he's doing a tremendous job.
You know, I said that was my last question, but something else has come to mind. This is a new year, it's 2011, and Everybody's talking about resolutions and how to do things better. I'm going to put you on the spot. Any shot of hope, any words of encouragement to the young people in the state of Maryland, particularly young black males?
Yes. I'm always encouraged. I am an enabler, Donnie. I don't look at the glass as if it's half empty. I look at the glass as it's half full. And my objective, I'm an action guy, Johnny, as you know. I don't stand around crying. I'm about solutions. And Donnie, I invite you to come down to my office on Saturday mornings and walk in that office. It's packed. And what you'll see are African American, males and females. And we sponsor a SAT prep program. And that is designed to close that gap and to give our young folk a fighting chance of catching up, if you will. And so those are some of the things that we're doing. But what we have to do, Donnie, as a community, we have to solve our own problems. We can't look for white folk to solve our problems. We have to turn internally here to solve our problems. And first we start, Donnie, in asking God for wisdom and guidance and direction. And listen, when God is in control, I'm bullish on God, Donnie. Because we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us.
Yes, sir. What time is that SAT prep class? How can people get more information?
SAT prep class is from 9 to 1 on Saturday mornings.
Down at Meridian Management Group.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Thank you for all that you do, Mr. Tucker.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Donnie, for all that you do.
Yes, sir. And keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.
Yes, sir.